This is a map of the Dardanelles, a drawing I found in the Holbrook Submarine Museum. It is a narrow strait in northwestern Turkey which links the Aegean Sea with the Sea of Marmara. By December 1940, as you would know, World War I was well underway. Winston Churchill, then the First Lord of the Admiralty, believed the capture of the Dardanelles to be strategically important and proposed using the Royal Navy and its allies to force the strait, using a mix of surface ships and submarines. The Dardanelles was heavily defended by the Turks, my husband told me. There were big guns and mortars all the way up on both sides of the strait, and there were 9 more rows of mines, and searchlights swept the narrow channel from dusk till dawn. The antiquated submarine B-11, commanded by my husband, Lieutenant Norman Holbrook, was ordered to go up the strait as far as possible and sink any enemy ships it found there. Although the mines laid in the Dardanelles were designed, I believe, to sink surface ships, they were also very dangerous for a submarine if one of its hydroplanes, the things that made it go up and down, snagged a mooring wire. So, B-11 was modified. Tubular steel guards were fitted around the hydroplanes, plus wires from the front and back to the highest point of the conning tower thing. These were designed to push aside the wires mooring the mines. At 4:15 on the morning of December 13, 1914, my husband and his crew of 15 aboard the B-11 left their depot ship, the Hindu Kush, which was home to them. They lived there when they weren't operating the small B-11. Anyway, B-11 headed for the Dardanelles, some 3 miles away. I think that's somewhere around 5 kilometers. I haven't really got used to these new measurements you people use. Norman was only 26 years old at that time. Very young, I believe, to be commanding officer of a submarine. Approaching the Dardanelles, Norman waited for the Turkish searchlights to be switched off, which they regularly were at dawn. Then he headed silently into the strait on his battery-powered electric motors, which the submarines use when submerged. As the sun rose on the eastern horizon, he gave the order to dive, but soon found the boat was vibrating unnaturally. He surfaced again and had B-11 checked. The hydroplane guard at the front of the boat had worked loose. Instead of returning to his depot ship, Norman could be a stubborn man. He had his men get rid of the guard and then submerged again. B-11 was now vulnerable. The forward hydroplanes could snag a mine's mooring cable and drag the mine down onto the submarine where it could explode, likely killing all on board. He was not a foolhardy man. I think he calculated the odds and proceeded with caution, determined to get through. By 8:30 that morning, B-11 was approaching the Kepis minefield. A short time later, my husband ordered the boat to dive to 25 meters and began a slow, measured journey. Now, she was an old Turkish battleship, the Submarine, moored to overlook and guard the minefield. It was a tempting target. Norman dived the B-11, but then was caught in the current and swept into Sari Sigla Bay, the very bay where Masuriye was anchored. Returning to periscope depths, he found that he was in a near-perfect attack position. Following a minor change in course, he gave the order to fire. The torpedo streaked through the water toward the battleship and struck the rear end. Masuriye began to settle in the water, and then every gun on board began firing. firing at B-11, whose periscope weight gave its position away. The little submarine's batteries were failing due to the extended time it was forced to remain submerged. Norman reduced speed to conserve power, but as he did so, the stern of B-11 hit the bottom. By the time trim was restored, Moussoudier was enveloped in smoke, and within 10 minutes had capsized. Shore batteries were firing at B-11 as my husband tried to find his escape course. But the compass mounted outside the hull had been destroyed, leaving him no way of knowing the direction in which he was heading. He ordered a dive to 15 meters, but again his boat struck the bottom as he searched for an exit from Sari Sigla Bay. He had to push his weakening electric motors to full power. The boat lifted, only to strike the bottom again. And then he noticed light streaming in from the glass portholes of the control room. The conning tower was obviously out of the water and an easy target for the shore guns. Shells were exploding all around, and B-11 was still scraping along the bottom as Norman spent the next 10 minutes searching for deeper water, which would hopefully provide a hiding place and provide him with a course to the open Aegean Sea and to their depot ship. He eventually found deeper water, submerged to periscope depths, made for the mid-channel, and spun the boat for home. But the exit from the Dardanelles was almost 26 kilometers away, and the batteries of B-11 were practically exhausted. Norman cut the boat's speed to a minimum and allowed the surface current to push the boat towards the Aegean. But there were still 5 rows of mines to negotiate. With no compass, he had no option but to steer B-11 at periscope depths back through the Kepis minefield, but avoid detection by the shore guns and from the patrolling torpedo boats guarding the entrance to the strait. Once clear of the 5 rows of mines and out of danger, my husband ordered rum to be issued to the crew. Norman's summary of his mission in a letter to his parents was both light-hearted and modest. He closed it with, "Good luck from your ever affectionate and careful